thank you again for joining us. We hope that we provided some sort of enlightenment education on this morning segment and talking about the security protocols and your own sentiment about the ongoing subject about the arrest. But early on, reports about a baby being stolen at the Mamprobi polyclinic, subsequently leading to the arrest. And yesterday, we were comprehensively very much into it in detail, not only from New Day, but also subsequently the rest of programming when it comes to news and current affairs right here on the channel TV3. You can get more updates of this on social media. You know, at Media General, the news policy is to make sure that we go digital first. And so you can always get the updates when it comes to TV3 Ghana. And we encourage you always to make sure that you not only subscribe, but also make sure you turn on your notification buttons. Very important for all of us to have some great conversations thereof. And we have some great individuals who will be joining us for some conversations this morning. And so I'll be making sure that I acknowledge you consistently regarding this as well. You know, so we'll be discussing that, the so-called baby thief saga. Is it a saga even after all? Is it a phenomenon we should... does it mean that we have a porous hospital environment? And what should we be doing about that? It should be a concern for everybody else. So today, we're talking because a baby has been stolen. But it also means that there have been severe protocol breaches. And on the other side is the fact that, well, if anybody could make entry and take anything or somebody out, an infant out, what about the protection that our health workers also need in order for them to be able to do work? Very important. All right. So we'll be doing that. So let me just introduce very important guests in the studio. And today is the ladies' turn. So we tend to reduce a lot of male intrusions as much as possible, especially when it comes to the subjects we're discussing. So we're having a ladies' affair. As and when we'll need anybody else to contribute by way of expertise, we'll bring them in. I have Hajia Rabiatu Salifo. It's been a while I've seen her. And she's back on the stage, very vociferous, Deputy Director of Communications for the MPP. You know, the MPP also have made a new announcement about how they intend undertaking their executive elections from the polling station level upwards to the national level as well. Hajia, welcome. I know you're in Ramadan. This is a third day or second day for you?
Second day for me.
Second day.
Yes. And first day for a lot of people.
Okay,
too. Yeah.
okay. So,
Ramadan Mubarak.
Okay, yeah. Ramadan Karim. Yeah. So it started yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, for many people. Yes. And then for some others today. Okay, so when we are observing the end too, it's going to be a day and then the next day also for some, depending on when the moon is sighted?
Yes, so even we are told that it's either 30 or 29. So,
okay. Fantastic.
So it's fine. If you get a 30, fine. If you get 29 too, it's still accepted.
Hajia, it's good to see you back.
Good to see you.
Right. Yeah. And then also, Rodalyn Ayana is also here, a public interest advocate as well as a governance person. Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
You've been monitoring, a lot of things have happened. We've had our compatriots, particularly traders, making their journey to Burkina Faso, and they got, yes, very unfortunate as well. So good to have all of you in the studio. So we'll be joining us Nanaya Chimpim Jantwa, who's a presidential staffer. And today, kudos to Shadrach. The subject matters for discussion are not political. So, but we have EC joining us as well by way of the petition. So maybe
it's okay. Or somewhere diver.
All right. So we'll have the discussions as it is. Okay.
Hey.
All right.
Oh, we even intended doing 10 years. Unfortunately for you. I love the reaction.
All right, so let me just acknowledge a couple of you who are on social media. I see Obrimpong Kaba, Samuel Kate, I see Hadiya Nuren. Good morning to all of you as well. Felicia. Kelvin Shong, I see you as well. And then, so Obrinpon Kaba says, Roland Walker, today is for our women. So please don't call any man on the show. If you have any call to make, call a woman. Okay, we want a security person to speak to. So we've been trying to get a security expert who is a woman. If we find that woman. And so, Daniel Akpaliok, thank you also for joining us. All right, so, and then I see Efo Yesuto as well. Mary Obapa. Agongo Roja. Make sure you share the stream, you know. All right. Welcome. How are you?
Fine.
Okay. You're not fine.
Yes, your producer said I shouldn't cover. I'll talk.
My producers.
What is doing here? What is she doing here? 1.5 years, you abandoned us. 1.5 years.
1.5 years. It's not 1.5 years.
It's what? They've been in opposition for how many years?
No, I think the ban was okay. It's almost like a year.
I'm telling you.
I think after December. Yeah. Don't worry. But they're back. They are part of the public discourse.
I'm telling you.
No.
I mean, this thing must stop. I mean, or you just were here. We had a good time. We were together.
Then
you come.
They just walked in.
This thing must stop. The way they went.
We didn't just walk in. Oh, we didn't just walk in.
It's okay. It's okay.
The team here. We didn't just walk in.
Okay.
You came in. Somebody should give you application.
Okay. Please bring a pen.
They need us.
Bring a pen for or bring a pen to Nanea Jantwa. All right.
We need each other. We've been having conversations with them. You don't speak for them.
All right. All right, ladies.
Here with people.
It looks like the whole week. This is what I'll be going through, right?
Yeah, because it would have been nice for you.
Solomon Mensah has also joined us. Neodig Atukwekwe. Good morning to all of you. I see Etonam Jokbe and Emmanuel Thompson. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Because it's painful. We have this platform.
Good morning.
Auntie here comes every day.
All right.
Don't look at me, Shadrach. I'm not looking at you.
You should look at her.
Okay.
You should look at her.
Let peace prevail.
No, there is.
I'm the UN Secretary General today.
We
Let
have
peace prevail.
Here. We do have peace here.
Yeah, okay.
The reality
but Haja,
is that
you're fasting.
we
okay.
I'm fine. I am very fine. I'm so fine. I'm so fine.
Okay. And then Lambert, I also see Osetano. How are you?
Go there.
I don't know who is handling the account.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Look at me, child pen. I also don't want my pen.
All right. Okay, ladies. Can we? Okay, can we?
Let's go. 1 year, no name I'm dear Nancy.
And 10 years in pool.
All right.
God be
ladies,
so great.
ladies. Take it away when you die. Who is behind that account? I'm interested to know. Take it away when you die. How can you take it away when you die? Please DM me with your real name. All right. And then I see Shola Thompson as well, and all of you. Prince Daniel York is the Bismarck Mensah Neodik. But a lot has been happening. There are concerns that there are security lapses.
These babies, they haven't followed it. Somebody stole a baby.
Yes, somebody stole a baby and things like that. So after that, a suspect has been arrested. We're told that she's a perpetrator, so charges will be filed, etc. Yeah. But it's raised concerns about security at public hospitals, etc. I don't know what you make of it. Already, it's a matter of security.
Or you want me to start?
Okay, so the Ghana Health Service, they have a press release already. Okay, so the press release is indicating there are directives on security enhanced patient care protocols following the missing baby incident at Mamprobi Hospital, and this follows the disturbing incident of the reported missing baby at the Mamprobi Hospital and the subsequent statement issued by the Ministry of Health. Now, all regional directorates and facilities are hereby directed to implement and strengthen, where necessary, immediate comprehensive security and patient care protocols, all to safeguard all patients, especially the most vulnerable. And the statement also continued that the Ghana Health Service, their enhanced protocol will include enhanced staff identification system. That's you have to wear uniform with tags all the time within a health facility. They are going to dedicate postnatal ward presence for all personnel, a mandatory discharge verification system, CCTV system upgrade and maintenance, intensified staff training. But this is serious, where somebody gives birth, anybody could walk into a public health facility and the baby is stolen. Nania Achempim Jantua. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, and I'm fine.
What do you make of the subject?
Oh, certainly. Let me say good morning to your viewers and good morning to everybody. Auntie Rodani, how are you? I miss you.
I'm fine. I miss you too.
Yeah, your dress is beautiful.
Thank you.
I want. Yesterday when I heard, is it the baby's father saying they have to do a DNA to verify.
That's the brother
of
the
the
brother
lady.
of the father.
Okay, that they have to do a DNA, which is in order to be sure that it's actually the kind of baby but it's an unfortunate incident. It is the same baby that, they are talking about. But I haven't followed it, but I want to find out how did it happen. The person just walked in and picked the baby, or there was a collaboration with somebody. We need to get to those fine details because till we get to those fine details, we'll not be able to deal with the root of it. I always say that whenever there is a problem, we need to get to the root of it to be able to solve it. That who actually gave access to that person to enter the ward, the maternity ward, and how was the baby picked? Because when you give birth, the baby is in a cot by you. Did somebody carry the baby away for some care and the baby never came back? I believe that those questions must be answered. Because how did the baby land in the hands of a stranger? How did the baby land in the hands of a stranger?
Yes, she wore uniform.
Do you get me? So it's something that we need to look at. For me, it's good to fix all these security fixtures. But the point is that the incident should not even happen in the first place. It is highly, highly traumatic for any mother to lose a baby through this method. Even if you lose a baby through a miscarriage, where the baby has not even formed properly, it is a very traumatic situation. Now you see your baby and you are not able to take the baby home. The woman did the CS, I hear. And when you do CS, you stay in hospital for some time because your wound has to heal to a certain level before you go home. So for me, how did the baby leave that court and went out? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Who allowed?
She was apparently she was
In ICU.
no dressed up. She dressed up as a
disguised
midwife.
herself.
Who gave her the midwife clothes?
Oh, but that one there.
That's what
People
I'm
are
saying.
out to do
Do you
bad
get me?
things,
So
they
certainly,
know how to do it.
Whatever it is, it means there is some collaboration. Midwives' clothes are not sold at Makola. Midwives' clothes are specialized uniforms for a specific specialized people. So if the person came and was wearing midwife clothes, and midwives don't go to wars after the baby, you've given birth. It is the nurses. If you have a CS, that will come and dress the midwife is at the point of delivery.
No, they've stopped dressing wounds.
Do you get me?
They've stopped dressing wounds.
They've stopped doing what?
They've stopped dressing wounds.
Yes, so that's what who the nurses.
No.
The midwives.
Now everything that is done, it kind of melts by itself.
Okay, I'm talking about old days.
Yeah, those days.
Yes, but if it's a new technology, AI,
New technology.
technology, and it melts by itself, then it means that what is the point of a midwife coming to the bed unless
It
maybe
depends. When it's plastic surgery, then they don't need to revisit the womb again. I'm sure even at home you can just wipe it, just cleaning it on
when
the
it's plastic
surface. Yeah.
surgery.
They have this type they do that they don't do the
awake
stitches
surgery.
and all that. Yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
for all-
it's
for all-
plastic.
for all.
I see.
Okay, so the point is that how did the midwife? So now I'm even hearing that wounds are not dressed, and the stitches, whatever thread they use, melts by itself
These days,
these days. So
the invasive.
the invasive.
Yeah.
So how did the midwife come there? Me, I don't understand because I'm not getting
This one is
the-
not a proper midwife.
But of course, it
looks like.
depends on what was done on her also. If there was a need, the person would have been given the access to go. But of course, when you land,
midwife, yes.
It's quite dicey.
Yes, it's not a proper midwife. So how did the person get there? Who did they collaborate to? How did somebody collaborate with? Sorry. How did somebody know that there's a woman who has given birth and that I have to go and carry the baby? Who is this woman who gave birth? We are looking at one side. This woman who gave birth, who is she? Is she married? Is she in a stable relationship? Has she got the financial wherewithal to look after the child? Who is she?
Yeah.
You see, we are talking about, oh, the baby has been stolen. Who is this woman?
Yeah.
We need to also look at...
the suspect?
No, the woman who gave birth to the child. Do you get me? Who is she? We are looking at the suspect. We are looking at circumstances where the baby was. But who is the woman? Because if there are instances where people can even leave their babies by the roadside for the orphanages to pick them, tell us who is this woman. And for us, we have to also look into the background of the woman.
But if you see the reaction that came from the family of this woman, you would have known, one, she was responsibly married. You would have also known that the family took strong interest in knowing, because that happened, I think, the baby was just 3 days old.
What I'm saying is
and when the baby was
when
picked,
these things happen, you need to look at both sides. It does not matter.
Agree.
You get me? It does
agree,
not matter the person is in a responsible relationship, the family. Look at also, when you clear that area and say that she's okay, there's nothing really wrong.
So you are saying that the focus only seems to be on the suspect.
Yes.
But the other intervening factors also need to be.
When investigations are done abroad and somebody is murdered, the first person they look out for is the husband, the wife.
The closest
people, when they clear that
whether
one,
there's any motive.
there's any motive. So for me, as we are looking at the suspect, we have to look at the hospital itself, the architecture of the hospital, the administrative architecture of the hospital, who is there. We have to look into the records of the people there. Apart from security, the people there. Has anybody got a criminal record that has been covered? We have to look at it. We have to look at the fact that is there a syndicate of baby stealing in that office? Maybe somebody had lost the child, or the child has been taken and nobody has spoken about it because the person might not be prominent, or the person hasn't got access to TV, or the person didn't get anybody to help, like there was no whistleblower, like this girl's sister did. So we have to find out all these things because if you deal with the suspect alone, and that's
so whether it's even the usual practice there.
Because and that syndicate, whatever it is, if it exists in there, do you get me? You haven't cured anything.
Yeah.
The problem will still exist. So we have to go down deep investigations, find out exactly what is going on in that hospital. Then after that, the suspect is there. Who even gave the baby to the suspect? Who handed over the baby to the suspect? Who is that suspect?
If you follow the story,
I think there is some footages.
She picked the baby.
Yes.
No, to whom? Who is she going to give the baby to?
She's going out.
She sneaked out of the hospital.
No, I understand, but I'm saying that as she picked the baby, who is she going to give the baby
She
to?
was in
Ron, do you
need.
have the
She's been married
footage?
for 11
There
years
should be
without
some
a
camera
child.
footage.
Yes, so we
do you
have
have
to
it,
see.
Roland?
Do you have the footage? So
Do
we
you have
look
the
at it.
footage?
The CCTV footage.
Yes, the footage.
Yes.
Okay, Shadrach, please get the
I
CCTV.
see it, yes.
There is
For
a
11
footage.
And she went herself.
She went herself to pick up the
She
baby.
entered. I think she was
Apparently
just
the
on her
baby-
radio.
So
The woman
from
was sleeping.
if I draw
The 2 minutes
inferences
story
from
coming
your
up, I don't know.
submission, you're making the point that apart from just focusing on the suspect, we should also look at the other factors as well.
Yes.
That whether there's a motive for any other person around all this.
Is it a syndicate? Is somebody collect? Syndicate. These things that happen. They pay. They collect the baby. Why that particular baby? I don't think that was the only baby.
You should be asking the midwives.
That was delivered that day.
Yes. You said that's the question you'd be asking.
No, I said that those are questions we should ask the midwives.
Yes, I'm saying that why that particular baby? I believe some babies were born in there that day. Why did they zone in on that particular baby? And this person who was dressed as a midwife did what? Had access and went straight to that particular baby. Do you get me? That particular room. I don't know whether it is a side ward or it is a general ward. So how did the person get there? And if you're a mother and somebody is picking your baby, because there is a logbook which will tell you that at this time your baby needs some dressing, maybe the umbilical cord, they have to come and dress it. Maybe there's something they have to do. There's time. So the person picks the baby and the person just goes. And you don't ask questions. Where are you taking my baby?
Well, that's
Do you get me? So I believe that as we look at the suspects, we have to also.
I feel so sad for this woman.
We have no, but who even?
That's the brown. That's the next.
Do you understand? I mean, who? We need to find out what is happening in that hospital. Maybe this is an eye opener. Maybe this is going to lead us, because when we just deal with the suspect and we leave, now what are they going to do? They are going to change their mode of operation. So then what they will tell you is that when you have the child, they will say that, oh, the child cried once, but the child died. And when your baby dies, they don't bring it to you for you to look at it. Do you understand? So we need to get to the bottom of it. Now it has come like this. We are all sympathetic. We are all sad. We are also happy that we have mixed reactions, that the baby has been found and it is going to be with the mother. But the point is that how did it happen? The architecture. We need to take our time.
How many days before
to look at it? Roland, it's very key that we don't just say that it is just somebody gave a midwife uniform, somebody gave access. You don't just enter a hospital, it's not a chopper. You don't just enter a hospital and find your way there and carry a baby away. Do you understand? So we need to look at it. Yes, I heard Auntie Rodalyn saying that she feels sad for this woman. Me, I don't feel sad for her. Some people have been married for 20 years, they don't have children. It is not everybody who will marry. It is not everybody who will give birth. That is their life. There is no justification for crime. If you can go to Osu Children's Home, there are so many orphanages.
Did you say
if
you
you
feel
carry
sorry for the baby mama or the person who took the baby?
Both of them.
Except for both. I mean, it's a social
sad.
thing.
I feel sad
Because
for
you
both.
see, Roland, there are also the social aspects of
never
us
passed
putting
through
pressure
childless
on our
marriage,
women.
you wouldn't know the trauma.
When they get married, that
to
you
give
don't.
birth.
Yeah, they should give birth.
I don't understand. You mean they shouldn't give birth?
No, if it is not coming, and sometimes I'm telling you that medically, sometimes the women are okay, but the men have certain things.
What happened?
Yeah.
The issue of low sperm count.
Sometimes our sperms are
Yes.
not up to count.
Yes, the low sperm count issue is affecting families.
They married no child.
Do you understand me? And we don't have to put pressure. The mother-in-law will come, hey, where are my grandchildren? And friends will come, we are not doing anything about this. I think that if somebody is not having a child, let it be. It's not everybody who will marry. It's not everybody who will have children. They are useful in other ways.
Okay.
They are useful in other arenas.
Okay. Madam Rodi,
Yeah, I'd like to say good morning to our cherished viewers, to all Ghanaians.
we have a poor security around the hospital environment.
Yes, we do. I think that that is one of the things that we have to look at. Poor security environments. There's too much access to places within our hospitals that sometimes you ask yourself, how come you enter a hospital, which is supposed to be a kind of serene atmosphere, and you find so many people. People just walk in and come out. And because of our cultural way of doing things, you find that for the maternity block or the maternity wards, when someone has a baby, you would normally not expect, because people would tell you that there must be a visiting hour, for you to be able to visit parents. But then they'll tell you they're sending them food, they're sending them water, they're coming to bath them, all those things. People come from outside. And I think that we are not doing the right things in the hospitals. Security is very lax in the hospitals. So we have to find ways and means of tightening security. In a situation where a baby has been able to be lifted from probably a crib or a bed, because the stories are many, actually. There are too many stories coming, you don't know which is which. But the one I heard was that the mother was asleep and the baby was by her, and this woman came and lifted the baby out. And she was supposedly in a uniform. you'd ask yourself, how come? How many nurses were there? I mean, how vigilant are the midwives and nurses in this particular hospital? And also, this whole idea of feeding basic things like hot water, food, water, they become kind of a problem within our hospital setup. Not too long ago, we heard also of another person in Kumasi where a baby was also stolen. And actually, you know, there was another case where the baby was supposed to have been dead, you know, and meanwhile, there was nobody in that. A whole lot of stories. So there is some security lapse within our hospitals. But thank God, in Mamprobi, at least they had a CCTV camera that was able to help them to get this child. But how about the others? How about the local ones, like the rural maternity homes, where there are no CCTV cameras, where babies are switched, we are told, or babies are stolen? When the story first broke out, my feeling was, wow, is it another baby stealing syndicate? Was this particular woman taking the baby to go and trade with? Or, you know, some people buy babies, some people for ritual purposes, others for the sake of money, others for organ harvesting, you know, that kind of thing. So I was kind of like worried about that. But when I listened to the story, as it unfolded, that for 11 years, this woman has been married. She's been willing, you know, like searching for a child. She's been kind of like traumatized about it. And that is how come. To the extent that she was faking it. She was putting cloth around her and trying to let people understand that she was pregnant and all that. And also the fact that the husband was not somebody who was always around. He's one of those out and in kind of husband, trading and that kind of thing. So one would kind of like have a bit of sympathy for a woman who has been traumatized. And unless you are in that situation, you will never know what it means to be childless in a marriage of 11 years in our African environments, the trauma, the psychological issues that come with it, and all that. So first and foremost, is she psychologically okay, that lady?
Okay.
You know, have we done any tests or any, you know, so many things could have happened for her to have been able to walk in there confidently to pick up a baby.
Yeah.
You get me? And I think that it's about time we had different ways of managing our health facilities where nurses should be able to clock in and clock out so that we keep out unnecessary people. You get me? And then also there are certain amenities that must be provided within the hospital environment, you know. For instance, water, a canteen, where people can
Ghana
buy.
Hospital.
Yes, Ghana hospitals. We need that. You know, Roland, let me tell you a story.
Are you talking Ghana Hospital abroad?
I'm talking about Ghana hospitals, and it is very important because I had the experience of being in a hospital where we were being treated, women, and it happened that the doctor stopped at one time and said, "I'm hungry." You understand? And this was a doctor who was administering chemotherapy medication.
Wow.
You have to be very careful of the quantum of medicine you are going to put into this anybody. And her hands were shaking. We asked, what's the matter? She was hungry. A medical doctor, she was hungry.
I couldn't get any assistance. She had been working for long hours.
She has been working for long hours and she was hungry. And so it was like, why haven't you eaten? Then go and eat. And she says, by the time I go to the canteen, maybe where they're serving the food, I won't have any food. You get me? So we had to put, like, everybody dipped into their bags to get apples, to get Coke, biscuits, things that you would normally also go to hospital with, thinking that if you're going to inject you or give you any form of medication, you will have to take in something. These were the things. And I asked her, I said, don't you have any way of getting a biscuit, tea, cocoa, anything? And she said, no. Now, I want to ask, how much will it cost for you to have a table that would just have snacks, water, a cup of cocoa, for medical personnel who leave their homes very early, nurses and doctors alike, who leave their homes so early to come and see to patients, and they don't get these
Are you
things.
talking about things that should be in Ghana hospitals
It's
or
Ghana
abroad?
hospital, abroad hospital.
Even in Ghana hospital.
In
No, but
Ghana
some
hospitals, we
hospitals have
must.
Yes, some do.
In private
UGMC
hospitals.
has it,
No, you're talking of private hospitals. We're talking of public hospitals,
but
where our
JGMC is
taxes
a
are being
private
used.
hospital.
It's a quasi-government, but the way it's managed,
Yes.
it's managed
We-
like
we
a
must
private,
have- we must
so
have-
that you have good return on investment.
Majority of our
shouldn't even
people go
give
to
up.
public hospitals.
Improving
Majority of our people go to public hospitals.
I go to
Majority
public
of our doctors are working in public hospitals. We have to make it one of our, priorities to make them comfortable where they work before they can also look after us better. So I am looking at a situation where doctors even have to shuffle their way through to get to patients. You park your car, you're driving through, and people are jostling you all through.
On the way.
On the way, before you get to your office, before you get to the ward. What are we doing about that? The nurses go through the same thing. They get up in the morning, they're shuffling their way with us in trotro, in all those things. What happened to buses? What happened to
Hospital
buses?
buses.
To at least take these people in and out. You understand? Even if you cannot bring them out of the hospital after their jobs, you should be able to pick them up from somewhere to take them to the hospitals. So these are the things. And then also, as Africans and as Ghanaians, these things happen all the time, and we have to ask ourselves, why are people trying to steal children? Far from those who are doing it for monetary gain or for whatever other purpose, but for the fact that somebody really needs one. But we frown on adoption.
And it's cumbersome.
We frown on adoption.
So
the procedure...
we have to loosen our
exactly,
adoption
the
laws.
procedure is so cumbersome. We need to be able to educate people that an adopted child is equally as valuable as your own biological child. But somehow we frown on it because it's not your child, it's not your blood. You cannot bring such a person. We don't know, the background
Culture,
of this.
religion,
Exactly.
yeah, societal.
Culture, all those things. It's affecting people. Meanwhile, rich people, people who have the means, are able to do other things. Not everybody can afford an IVF. Not everybody can go and afford other forms of child...
IVF.
Yes, or
Surrogacy.
fertility assisted.
Another problem.
Another problem.
Very expensive.
Very
I have
expensive.
friends who did it 3-4 times before they
And
got.
it's
Exactly.
actually also
And the surrogacy.
stigmatized though.
And even that you don't get
It's
get
stigmatized.
accepted
People-
because
yeah.
it's like you didn't get it the proper
Also
way.
separate
So it's still like no,
It's
you are
still like
you are a
adoption.
chemical child, that kind of thing. So there is
You
so
mean after the IVF? Who
Oh,
cares?
yes.
They're still your children.
Oh, no, but so they would always make a reference to it. Oh, she got it through IVF.
Yeah,
You
that's the stigma
understand?
I'm talking
That- There's so many things.
So we have a lot of education
So
to
we
do.
have a lot of education to make. But above all, our Ministry of Health will have to set up. We need to be able to change a lot of things. There's some archaic things. You go to Kolebu, you go to any other rich hospital, wherever, and you see rusty beds, you come out there with tetanus.
For rich is better than
Yes.
Come on,
With tetanus, because this
The beds are
rusted
rusty.
bed- yes, even I don't know what they call them. Those trolleys that they use to put up the
or the stand.
the stand, for the IVs and
IV.
things. You find them so old and rusty. For goodness sake, don't we have maintenance departments in our hospitals? Can't we do these basic things? What does it take to take it out and spray it? Just scrub
you
it
might even
and
come
then
back
spray
with an
it.
infection.
You understand? So you are going into a hospital. There's no running water. So you enter the lavatory. Excuse me, this morning if you're having breakfast, and you cannot.
We are fasting.
Yeah, you cannot even do that.
Somehow.
You understand?
Catholics are also fasting.
Yeah, Lent. So you cannot even go to the loo in peace. You understand? Look, there's so many things that are wrong with our health sector, and I just think that they are overwhelmed by all these things, and also they are not revising their notes. Things have changed. The way that we used to look after people, boil water, put needles inside to sterilize it. Now we don't
Hospital
do
care
that.
has changed.
Yes, hospital administration has changed. So maybe we have to look at the way we also remove at hospital administrators and put doctors. Doctors are not administrators. In a hospital, you need a hospital
So
administrator as a profession.
But is it not true that in the typical public hospital environment, the doctors who become or feel that they got the best training, they spend 6-7 years, right?
Yeah.
And they feel that they there are lots
No,
over,
but yeah,
over the
that is how
experienced
they
senior
feel.
nurses and some of those
That
things.
is how they feel.
But then you are even making the point that they are not administrators, they are not managers.
They are not managers. So you don't
because
have,
it takes a special skill for you to
The
be.
skill set is different.
Exactly. It takes a special skill to manage a hospital, to be able to know that everything is working, to know that this is the kind of detergents, these are the kinds of things. These are things that are learnt. You know, it's not that because you're a doctor, so you can be an administrator. Go to the Ministry of Health. Doctors are in offices when they're supposed to be in wards. Are you getting me? So we always complain of lack of doctors, lack of nurses. And nurses also, some of them are also sitting behind desk. You understand? So I think that this is a time for us to talk about things, issues. You know, do we get our nurses? People have come up with all kinds of things like the uniforms should be a specialized uniform, yes, in style and everything. It should be something that the Ministry of Health itself must provide so that there will be uniformity. But that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a uniformity. But these days, everybody designs their own, you know, and so you find all sorts of, even the colors may not be the same. But of course, we would accept a third world country. What do you expect? But at the end of it, just the basics, you know, for you to be able to go to the hospital to have your baby and come back home with your baby without your baby being switched, without your baby being stolen, you understand? And without your baby getting infected because of the facilities at the hospital.
Okay. Hadia, and I actually like the responses from all of you because I think that there are issues that all of us grapple with.
Yeah.
So it seems, especially, it's not only because you are women, but you tend to associate with them as well. And Adraman Seydou on our stream is saying, in France, for example, there are, I don't know whether are coffee tables or cafe, he wrote it in French, around the hospital facilities.
There are.
And that's why you, the leading politician, when you're pregnant, you like to go to France, the UK, and some of those things.
Is that the case?
There are always places for you to at least.
So the conversation is, how do we bring this home, knowing that, I mean, this always happens, but then we always get the shivers down our spine and then get awareness when we have these brought forward. How do we kickstart a conversation beyond just a CCTV being installed and all that? Hadia.
Roland, permit me to take a minute because it's been a while, and then I just need to observe some protocol.
Vote of thanks? You're giving vote of thanks?
Of course, yes. You know. How did you get that right? Because Tudakuna Yinga, and to so he votes, Kizangti, His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, to pour a delegate za, the labnati veteri, Kambornum Paya, Tenankanata Paya, Ama Tenaku Bieswelkana, Muna Gaida Kowa Duka delegates in Ghana, Dukana NPP, the Kunka Ji Maganamu, Kunka Ji Kukamu, Kunka Sake Zabe Muna Shugaba. Wanda zai kai mu victory na san na ya ta fushi victory 2029 the whole I said you would beat me here or you won't be happy with me because you came in fighting me and somebody has texted me to even not fight you because I'm fasting and I shouldn't be fighting so I'm saying when I mentioned His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia for making him victorious and giving him that convincing
that stage, that election commercial, we did it live.
Yeah. So yes, I am here. I am here after that long time, and I'm just saying thank you to everyone. So. Roland, it's said.
Is it a wake-up call, or the call has always been?
It's said and well said, and I wish to add some issues or my thoughts on the whole conversation. Latifa Salifu, that's the name of the young woman who went to pick the baby, and she actually picked the baby as reported by the Ghana Police Service. Yeah, when I listened to the press briefing by the Ghana Police Service, yeah, they said the baby was picked on the 17th of this month. They were just stating the facts, and that she had disguised herself with the midwife's uniform or dressed like any of the nurses or midwives there. Then as well, they have some footages that kind of directed that it's true she sneaked in and got a baby out and all that. But I like their position of further investigation, like you mentioned. They are saying, look, we will look deep into this issue. Could it be a case of collaboration with some people inside? So either they have a syndicate, or this is something that we should just sweep under the carpet. But I'm glad that even the stakeholders in the community are not willing to just let it slide. My worry point is, how often does this happen? Looks like it happens, and we should curb it. Now again, why does it happen? And I liked when my auntie was saying that, look, could it be that because she said she hasn't gotten a baby after marriage for 11 years? That brings us to the psychological aspect and all that. But yes, I don't find it a very smooth justification. You can have your defense. Mental health, yes, legally they will tell you you can plead mental health, you can have your own defenses. But of course, should it be a solution for you if you don't have a baby?
This one was orchestrated. She was in a midwife's uniform.
Of course, yes. But you see, we are all being measured because we don't want to actually jump to judgment because we haven't really listened to her. We haven't gotten down to the issues. And I've listened also to, I read actually from the Director General of the Ghana Health Service also, yes. He was talking about name tags and all that. I think we should go beyond name tags. What about supervision in these facilities? What about ethical service? What about duty of care? Because these facilities owe us, all clients, that duty of care. You should be mindful of what you give us. You should look at what we are paying for. And you should look at all the negatives or the implications that would have come out of your negligence. I will tell you a story. The day my mom passed quite recently.
Is it negligence or is a deliberate attempt to do?
So you can actually hold them on negligence legally because the whole subject matter would have been woven around negligence. Then you trace it to whether they have given you that duty of care that you are supposed to be given as a client of these hospitals. But legally speaking, the lawyers will tell you it is a broader case of negligence under the torts and all that. So that's why I'm using. I was just bringing you a story, very personal story. When my mother passed, so just before she passed, just about 10 to 20 minutes before she passed, she actually wanted tea. Then this
at the hospital.
At the hospital, Tamale Teaching Hospital, and in fact, I was even given supposedly special treatment. Let me put it down because I had
VIP treatment.
I had a mate who was a senior person in the hospital, so they told them, look, bring her. And you know what? We are coming back to ethics, attitude. I don't know because I was introduced attitude. I don't know because I was introduced as somebody who should be helped or I don't know, but these people there behaved very weird because
their names.
My mother, who was restless, and it was for the first time I saw my elderly brother angry for the first time. Even myself, who was quite agitated, was the one now even holding him back. Because the point was, can you serve our mother tea? Just give her tea to drink. And you know why? It took them over 30 minutes. Over 30 minutes to serve the tea. And you told us not to feed my mom. We wanted to. They said, no, let's ask the nurse who come and feed. And you know what? Interestingly, when I went to their room, the gentleman told us I had just arrived. Shouldn't I take off shouldn't I change to my scrap? Nurse. So you know that thing when you are quiet, you don't want to actually throw your weight about. And already the moment was filled with mixed feeling. My mom was so restless. Then this guy did all he could, so slow. My brother went and held him. I said, what are you doing? My mom needs to, and look, you could tell this woman wanted something. Then I held my brother out, and that was the moment. I told him, let them feed him. I went and stood by the bed. They started feeding, and the tea was coming back. So I asked him, you man, are you really looking at what is happening to my mother? And one came to hold me aside and said, look, Hajia, come, let's go. She'll be fine. Just for us to get to the lift and back, my mother was gone. Negligence. Then when we came, well, as Muslims as we are, you have to just accept that, yes, it's the will of Allah. But we left the hospital contemplating. And you know what? For a moment in that pain, they were trying to now calm us down. I said, please get off my sight. Yes. I don't want to go so deep because I'm getting emotional about this. So this is what happens in our hospitals. And for a woman who has given birth in hospitals, I can tell that I normally would do my antenatal in private hospital and go and deliver in the general hospital. You know why? No. Because it's mostly the referral point. So even if I have complication and everything, I would have been moved there. So why not just move there? And the people who have the perception of, say, don't go to general hospital or government hospital because you wouldn't be given the proper care or the required care.
They'll say you would die.
They are mostly not wrong.
It's their experience.
Because it goes back to attitude.
The public hospitals are the best.
So they should be the best. Ideally, they should be, because all the equipment, the government invests hugely, but they go there with the mindset of Abayadia. They sit aloof. They just, not all, I'm generalizing, which is not also fair. Most of them, or some of them, don't just care. I have encountered very nice nurses and doctors as well, who are very professional, very responsive, but some can be nasty, even in the point of labor. You would induce somebody, the person is struggling, you're like, go and lie down, you'll be fine. Talk to me nicely.
You said it, yeah. Yes. There's a calling.
So yes, they should as well look at what is happening, the trauma people go through. I just don't want to preempt or just say what I don't know. But trust me, should we walk out now and go to this said hospital, the woman might tell us that they even treated her worse after losing her baby.
Oh yeah, they might have shouted at her.
Yeah,
they probably would have been managing the situation and not wanting her to escalate it. And the whistle blowing is what has saved the situation here. And I want to commend our social media commentators too. They played a huge role. I saw a lot of live streamings on TikTok.
Social media has become big, right?
Very, very, especially TikTok and X, very big platforms, yes. So all these things, the response from also the gender minister. She actually went with some colleague MPs and then she was responsive on this case, and kudos to her. She should continue that. And then I want to appeal to the professionals that we look up to, that it's a calling. And if you choose to do it, you should do it very well. Even if you were just a cleaner at the hospital and you clean very well, if nobody sees, at least God will bless what you're doing. And if your 9 to 5 job is blessed, you can live as comfortable, as peaceful, and as fulfilled as somebody who even lives in the sky. Because you know you have the fulfillment. You go to do the work and you know the execution is done so well. Okay. And you are working to serve your nation, your clients, and your own self. Okay. Because imagine you negligently killing somebody or letting another woman who has carried a baby for 9 months. In fact, she even went through labor, because even with the cesarean, some would go through labor before even the session is done. Yes, of course. And then now she's still healing because the baby was just 3 days. Who knows if this woman was even still sick and having to lose her baby partially. So all these things, of course, so all these things should really, really be looked at, and we should be very mindful. And I like how nowadays we are able to depoliticize some of the conversations. It's good for us not to always wear the partisan lens. If it is wrong, it's wrong. Fortunately, we haven't seen anybody coming out to defend the hospital or saying it is wrong and we should do better. As citizens, we are calling people out. We are being as assertive as we should be as citizens. And then the issue of, say, I heard you ask Ghana hospitals. Yes, you are right, Roland. You should be worried that that may not happen in Ghanaian hospitals. But I want to say that, look, it will take myself, Nanaya, my auntie, and all of us to be able to change the narrative and even the practices in Ghana. Why is it that someone will go and learn the practice, come back to Ghana, go and establish a private hospital, work for government, and his or her attitude in the private hospital is different from where he is in the government facility? We see doctors. When you meet a doctor at the government hospital or the nurse, the approach is different.
The same person.
Same
private.
human being.
Private.
Yes, and so
Same human being.
You go private.
Yes.
Different.
Consistent on cleaning.
Different.
Consistent on outlook.
Yeah.
Consistent on
engagement.
medication. Consistent on engagement, politeness, everything.
Yeah.
No attitude.
No attitude.
Positive attitude.
Positive. You go home, they follow up on you.
Call you.
Hajia, how are you? How is your mother
They've been calling
doing?
you,
Of course,
But
yes.
if it was published, it's unfair.
Oh,
And you know why?
Your face.
And you know why? Because they are extorting as well.
Of course.
You pay.
You are paying big money.
Yeah, you
You're
pay
talking
for.
about the private.
Yes,
Yes.
you pay. You pay for
But
the
invariably, the
services.
public sector, we are paying through our taxes, right?
We do pay.
So it's subsidized. But
So that brings us back to mindset. That brings us back to attitude. Whatever you're doing for government, for country, don't think it's for somebody. It's for your own self because it's your money there. So if you think because it is for NPP, it's for NDC, it's for the government, no. You are a contributor and as well a beneficiary. So you should rather be protecting this space. So I think, yes, it brings us also back to orientation and education. Refresher. They do go for several workshops every day. The Ministry of Health, every day workshops, But I think we should be sincere in our services.
Okay.
We should be sincere.
Sometimes they even
If you have chosen to be a medical doctor, do it very well. If you are a nurse, please serve very well because there is reward in being true to your service.
All right. We want to call Richard Kumado. He's a man. We're looking for.
You shouldn't call a man.
No, we're looking for a woman security
There are a
person.
lot of women security.
This is what
experts.
you have been saying.
I'll give
If you know,
names.
Yeah.
and I think with this observation, the only thing MPP, NDC, CPP they agree on are social issues.
Yes.
So we need to be doing social issues. Look how dispassionate you people are. It's very good. So now,
There's no politics.
yeah, we'll do some politics because we have individuals who have petitioned the president or who petitioned the president. The president, well, logically, per what the mandate of the constitution is, made the decision. No, mandate of the constitution. So transferred or transmitted those petitions to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice says there's no prima facie case established, and it's on the subject of the removal of the Electoral Commission boss as well as 2 or 3 other officials, and then of course the OSP, or no, the SP. That's the special prosecutor himself. So we know that the Chief Justice, His Lordship Paul Bafuboni, upon the needed consultations and then work, made the conclusion no prima facie case has been established. As a result of that, the president mandatorily also dismissed the petitions in that order. We'll be discussing that in a moment. Richard Kumado will be joining us. But in the meantime, it looks like this has elicited a lot of responses. Obrempong Kaba says, regarding the issue of security and child stealing, it's a system problem and it runs deep and creates a scenario. So imagine the number of women who have lost their homes, families and properties after their husbands carried out DNA tests on babies. It is possible some of those babies were stolen, because it is possible most of them never cheated, but rather their children were switched at birth, all because of the porous nature of our hospitals. Our women are very vulnerable. It's scary. It's a very scary one, Roland. Women advocate this morning. Obrin Pokawa, thank you for the message.
But it's true.
Roland,
sometimes.
Oh.
The point of birth, when they go to
birth,
bad,
baby.
Oh, man, so you're bad.
There's a man, man, you're bad.
Yeah. And then Blueprints, Isikado Kitain says that happy birthday. Also, your former boss, Abena Kuala, is celebrating the birthday. So you say, and then you say it's a former MPP women's organizer. Okay. All right. And then we have others also who have sent in messages regarding this. There's one health practitioner who is a great watcher, Erickson MK, says that besides the uniform and all-white uniform, nurses and midwives wear what we call scraps. Now, these scraps are sold in the open market. And as a result of this, the incident needs thorough investigation to unravel the truth. And then he says the majority or 99% of the nurses are professional. The overgeneralization of nurses' behavior isn't the same and not helping. And
yeah, I think we were specific.
Yeah,
I corrected myself by saying I should say some of them and not all of them.
Okay, and then Mensa Azanglo says that in Africa we believe both sides, adopted child and the parent, even in case a man takes care of either child brought into a marriage or secretly a woman giving birth in a marriage or not to a child, not the fathers.
But not the mothers too. We carry all of them.
And then Lazarus, Ania says, our focus is always on the doctors and nurses, while we're forgetting they need the technicians and the clinical engineers to set up the equipment, etc. I think that you're also right. And Kojo Boama says that you women are very wise and that you have all touched on the issues and agreed by Thomas Doje Acoustic as well. Richard Kumado, please, 2 minutes. Why do we have poor security across our hospitals? 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. The women are angry that you, a man, you are intruding into their conversation today. 2 minutes, please.
I think the hospital managers and the hospital administrators will need to do more. We pick 200 hospitals across Ghana. And if you look at it, some of the safety guidelines are not enforced. The security decks are dead. And the protocols within the hospitals is not visible. And that is why professional negligence is so high. And anybody at all can walk in and pick anybody's child or commit a crime and walk away. Conversations have come up about uniform and identity. But while doctors and nurses are not even aware of their environment, somebody can use the same place as a decoy and walk in and inject somebody wrongly or pick somebody's baby and go. And last year, March and May, when we did this security risk assessment and we picked about 200 hospitals, many of the things we saw were some of them that has come up today. I think a little bit of innovation and creativity from the hospital managers and administrators will go a long way to ensure that our mothers and sisters who go to the hospitals are safe.
And so if we want to improve security at the hospitals then, and I'm thinking about the numbers of public hospitals we have, I mean, that's an enormous task. But how do we do it with, first, what we have currently, and then improve...
Basic access control and basic admission of patients and discharging protocols. And this one, we didn't cost them so much money. They just have to do it because hospital management is a serious business. It goes way beyond duty roster and, prescription of drugs. If we don't do it, you are going to have trouble. If somebody dies walking out of the hospital and the family believes that the person is with you people, you'll be held accountable. And it may raise tension just like we saw at the Mamprobi hospital.
Yeah. And the fear is that apparently we could have some of these incidents in their high numbers, but we're only highlighting this because it came into the public domain. What should we be doing?
Definitely, and because this one is a Greater Accra, and all eyes are on it, and the response from the family was very sweet. Then I think the police came in so strongly and making sure that with the limited resources they have, they were able to arrest the perpetrator and pick the child out. If the police had delayed, this would have run in the media for the next 2 months. So kudos to the police. But having said that, individuals who manages our hospitals, they are not doing well at all. If you look at some of the contracts they signed with some people who said they are providing security for some of these hospitals, the arrangements will need to be looked at again, awareness, and basic. We are not even talking about strenuous stuff. Basic things about safety protocols and security measures. It is dead, and they are non-functional. They need to take it more seriously.
Okay, thank you very much. Richard Kumado, security consultant, helping us, chipping in what also needs to be done as well. And petition, let's quickly deal with the petition. Dismissed by the president, but on social media, and then the discussion, and then the discussion platforms, the subject matter. The subject matter about
you're reading law.
The subject matter about the EC boss, just won't seem to go away. Not that's all. Yeah. So the petition has been dismissed on one hand. Matik Tobus says that for he's also having his own. Why is it that you, the political stakeholder, seem to have a problem with the Jean Mensah?
Who has a problem?
The political stakeholders.
No, the petition, it's law. You have the constitution in front of you.
Yes.
She also has it.
I do.
To their left mind.
Okay.
I'm saying that this is law.
Yeah.
And the Chief Justice is saying that there's no
prima facie. Yeah. But it looks like more petitions will come.
No, let's break it down.
You people are targeting the woman. What has she done?
Maybe
7 so far.
Do you get it? There's no veracity. There's no. He used the word yesterday. I've forgotten. So like there's no case. So, but me, I'm saying that evidentially, Jean, that I respected as IEA boss, changed dramatically when she became
EC boss.
I mean, at IEA, as IEA, yes, we all went. Yeah, she was very different. Then she changed dramatically. So for me, it has the Supreme Court. They have done their work. We cannot challenge. That's why they are called supreme. Do you get me? They decide that this is what it is. But for me, evidentially, I don't know what Jean would do to change my mind that she can do the job. Do you get me? Based on what I have experienced, and when I'm saying this, it is with no political this thing. I was in IPAC for 3 years. So the MPP came to sack me from my own party. It paid people to come and sack me. Do you understand? But I was in IPAC for 3 years. And everything that went on was always a struggle. And when you talk about, now I can't talk about it, I've left there. You talk about it, Bossman would try and make things work. I mean, no matter what anybody thinks about Bossman, whatever his background is, I mean, he tried to make things work. Tete will not even mind you. He will just tell you something that, I mean, it will just make your skin crawl. And most invariably, Jean was not around. There are issues that had to be dealt with that she ignored. Issues of limited registration. We, the other, even at IPAC, the bigger political, MDC wasn't there. MPP was with us on the issue of the districts registering the new voters. We spoke about it. We did press conference. We went to court. She didn't budge. And for that reason, most of these young ones could not register. There were challenges with that registration process. She didn't even mind us. Somebody who's supposed to engage, somebody who's supposed to make sure that the stakeholders who are the political parties do what? Do what? We go to peace council meetings, she comes, she talks, she's gone. She would even wait to listen for us to discuss. In 2020, how many times did she announce the election? 5 times. The arithmetic was wrong. 5 times. And if it... the arithmetic was wrong 5 times. 2020. The results kept changing 5 times. Eventually, they announced it at a conference, and I don't even remember. 5 solid times. The figure kept changing. If it was in any country, that election could have been annulled. And Ghana, we're a peaceful nation, we let things go. So for me, the Supreme Courts have done their work. Good. But if we want our democracy to thrive, then unless she repents, there should be she herself should change her ways. Because as it stands, I do not think that if she's the same person going forward, for what I have experienced at IPAC with you see, I don't have anything against Jean. Because I know her. She's even Kwame's friend. I mean, yes, she's Kwame's friend. Anybody who is Kwame's friend. Yes. Do you understand me? So, I saw a different person. So I used to tell myself that,
is it the same person?
Is it the same person? What has changed? As if she was in fear. Every time you see her scurrying away with all these military people. And I'm like, what happened to Jean? I remember I once even asked in IPAC, is everything all right? Even concentrating on the job became difficult. That one general secretary even said at IPAC that, why don't you sit? I don't want to mention the person's name.
Why don't you sit around?
Yeah. The person had a banter with her.
Have a sit-in.
Yes, and this is a senior general secretary. He asks questions. So if it's the same Jean we are going to see, even education on registration became a problem. We spoke. It's as if she goes somewhere to take instructions and she comes back. So I always said that, can't you go to Afarijan if you don't want to go to Charlotte? Because you see, even the witch in the house, the one that you designate as a witch, has some experience in witchcraft. That can help you fight witchcraft.
The one that you designate as a witch.
As a witch.
Has an experience
in witchcraft.
In witchcraft.
Yes. That can help you fight witches.
Who is a witch?
Everybody knows who a witch is.
Okay.
A witch can hunt you and haunt you. So I am saying that if you don't want to go to Charlotte, and that is why I'm saying that if even if there is a witch in your house, designated a witch, that witch can teach you about witchcraft, which can help you fight witches.
So Nania, now that we have more petitions beyond the ones that have been transmitted to the Chief Justice for which he has made this declaration, it means that we should be worried, right?
Why should we be worried if petitions are allowed? Petitions in this life are allowed. Even in your home, your children petition you. Don't they? When they are dissatisfied with the situation, they petition. Me, when I'm dissatisfied, I petition. Even now, if I have anything, I'm not this thing, I go to the chief of staff, I speak. I go to the president, I speak. I go to Dr. Callistus, I speak. These are my bosses. I speak my mind to them. I petition them through different ways. Do you get it? So if there are petitions, you see, petitions are not negative. Now this one has come. Chief Justice has looked into it. He's saying that this one, no case. Another person too can bring. It can be 50. Me, I can send petition. Because I am not satisfied for what I know. If that is what it is, if Jean today tells her that she has repented, she has changed. When one repents, you don't continue. But if we don't see any change in her, then it means that she is not the person to head our EC. Everybody is applauding Afarijan. Afarijan span through NDC, MPP, NDC before he retired. And he did things right.
Really, at the end of the day, what God cannot do does not exist. It is finished. So you take a look at petitions, they are looked at their own merit. Yeah. So it means that if another one comes and the president is compelled to transmit them to the Chief Justice, it also means that they have to be looked at their own merit.
Yeah. Yes. I must say that what the CJ brought out, or the message from the presidency, was a shocker for me, because I thought that there was enough to have had a case against the EC. But as it stands, it was the CJ's prerogative to look through with his Supreme Court. The wise ones, they decided that there was no prima facie case against her. So we have to take it as it is. But as the saying goes, if you try and you don't succeed, you try again. So we have another set. It could have been that those who presented the first 10 petitions that were given to the Supreme Court to look at maybe did not present their facts well, and therefore they could not pass the tests. So as we still have time, I presume we are going to be seeing a lot more. If for nothing at all, the one major one that I felt should have found her wanting, the EC that is, was the question of Sal.
Yes, Sal, yeah.
Was the question of Sal.
Yeah.
If for nothing at all.
There were great anomalies in there?
If for whatever anomalies, but when you deprive the people
For 4 years.
for 4 years of being able to vote, it's wrong. And for that, she's never come out to actually explain in detail as to how that worked. Because at that time, you actually disenfranchised them almost as Ghanaians, which was not fair. And to come out also and call out an election more than 5 times, and to come out and ask people to re-register in districts only without thinking of those who were living in the hinterlands. There are places in this country called, like, they're overseas. We call them overseas because you actually suffer to get there. They are framplings in the north. And she never even took them into consideration. It was almost like she wanted to deny them of votes. And then you look at a situation where you can see clearly that when new constituencies were created, there was a lot of gerrymandering. There was. I mean, for those of us who are
prior to 2020.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of gerrymandering. All these things, for me, were recipes for her to have been found guilty, for that matter, and to be, you know,
Gone through the process.
Gone through the process.
Like
but it didn't
Charlotte went
happen.
through the process.
But you see, I don't like the feel that people, or the twist that Ghanaians are put into it as if it was the president who decided on this issue. It wasn't.
No,
it was the
it's not
Supreme
that one.
Court.
Yes.
It was the CJ who came out with this. And we must
Not
all...
the Supreme Court, the CJ.
The CJ, yes,
CJ,
the CJ. So I'm also looking at the situation where, look, we must look at the fact that the president, as he stands today, wants to leave a legacy of good governance. And in his right thinking, I don't think that he would want to...
I refuse any form of intimidation this morning.
Well, no one is intimidating. I'm only stating my...
Well, have I
okay.
opened my
So
mouth?
the president wants to leave a legacy.
teaching me.
And for me, that is very important. When I look at the optics, I would have felt really bad if I had heard that the EC was going to go through the process anyway. Because we had a CJ who was female and has been replaced by a male. And I shudder to think what would happen if we have to replace EC with another male. Then it means that our numbers will be dwindling in governance as women. So that also I was not happy about. But be it as it may, I just think that we should,
women and
we should just wait for the next few days and the next few weeks to find out what will happen with the 7 new applicants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we are. I think at some point in time, before 2024 will come to a close, even the MPP had cause to raise
to want
issues.
her out,
But basically, you've countered that with the argument that following the removal of the Chief Justice, and, you know, then it means that so-called constitutionally independent body
I am happy that as a nation, we are educating ourselves more on these happenings. And you can come with me to say that for about 2-3 years now, it's been challenging or understanding or interrogating some constitutional positions in our democratic space, which is so good for us, especially with the very young ones, because you are always prompted to go and look out for what the Constitution says about what reaction is coming. Okay. Instead of just say, okay, Aseidun Ketia says that Jane must go and Jane should go. Or say party members are unsatisfied, hence she should go. or say because Charlotte Osei was taken out, there should be this blind equalization. That when I call it blind equalization is from the point of the people, other communicators who feel, and other sympathizers who feel, look, because she was taken out, this woman must also go. Even in our time, our own party members will say, but if we were able to do this, why not just do that?
Your party members
Get
were
her
saying
out.
that.
You just mentioned that, and we heard people whispering about that. Now it brings us to individuals not satisfied with somebody's posture or conduct. I give it to them in a way that if you expect that the commissioner would go a certain way and she doesn't go, at least you expect a response from her, a public address, which Auntie Rhoda just said, and all that. That is fair. But let's look at the whole situation here.
I wanted to add something to what you said.
The
posture and the way they present themselves. If it does not affect the democratic process, then it's, I mean, you can't, do you get me?
Yeah,
That
of
one
course,
you cannot
if you
fault
want
them.
to really...
But if it affects, you know clearly that what this person is doing is that a limited registration.
I'm glad you added to what I'm
You
saying.
get me, yes.
And that brings us back to responsibility and accountability. Because if you are kept somewhere, you should do what is expected of you. Just like I spoke on the nurses and doctors and health service providers issue. Now, Roland, the issue is about the procedure in removing the EC chair. And the Constitution of Ghana tells us that it's the same procedure that is done with the Supreme Court judges, just like we saw in the CJ's case, the almighty CJ Broha.
The one that you disagreed with.
When we had to look at what Article 146 says. And for the purpose of information, I'm here.
I want to go along with you.
And for the purpose of information this morning, maybe somebody is watching, hearing Auntie Rhoda say prima facie. Prima facie is basically the essential facts of the case. So if the Supreme Court sits on the case, or in the case of removal of a tribunal judge, or the Supreme Court judge himself, or even the EC chair, the most important fact to look at is establishment of the real fact. What is the case? Is it that Rabi is so dissatisfied with the posture we are talking about, hence I'm issuing a petition to the president and she should be removed? No. Roland.
Yes, ma'am.
1461, and you have it here.
1461. I'm here.
Yes. It's talking about the what? The justice of the Supreme Court. And in this case, we have to replace it with what? The EC chair. Because it's the same procedure that is done.
Is it written the EC chair?
No, that is the position of our
so the position is coterminous to a high court.
It's coterminous.
By inference.
So even if you are doing the interpretation, in the case of the High Court judge, you just have to do a replacement, and it's a fact that it is the case.
Okay.
Now, in summarizing it and not even taking us through all the 9 clauses, it says there are stages you should go through in getting not the CJ in this case, but the EC chair removed, the EC chair removed. First, you have to issue what? A petition for a prima facie to be established. Second, upon the establishment of the prima facie, there should be a committee formed, and the committee must be 5-member committee to look into the substance. Then after the establishment of this committee, the person who in this case is the chair of the EC has the right to say what her defense is.
Defend herself, yeah.
Yes, she has the right to respond, to say, okay, this is the allegation. And the main issue that warrants even the removal should include misbehavior and gross incompetence. But the Constitution just says incompetence, but I'm just saying the gross. But it says, it is what? The justice of a Supreme Court of a chair or a chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from the office except for the stated misbehavior or incompetence or on the ground of inability to perform functions of his of his office. I think I want to do legal gender here. His or her. I don't know why the Constitution is saying, the Constitution is sexist sometimes, isn't it?
In a way, yeah.
Yeah. His or her.
I think you lawyers generally, they do that.
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm learning.
She's from Buklong community.
And infirmity and all that.
Yes.
So if you are talking about all these things, we should be mindful of the procedure. Now, why are we talking about this morning? The CJ tells us that, look, upon all the conversations, upon the interrogation of the facts of the petitions, it is established that there hasn't been any prima facie case established. Unfortunately for the NDC, I pity President Mahama this week. You know why?
Why?
Auntie Rhoda said it. She said those saying the president issued that statement may not be fair to him because he didn't say it. That's what I heard. I'm just paraphrasing what she said. Thank you.
It's from the CG.
Almost like
you see, when you politicize things too much, when you make it too partisan, it comes to bite you. We have been in the situation. We have been bitten so hard by our own position. I remember when the NPP issued a position on Charlotte, it was this Charlotte Osei's recruitment when Afenyo Markins led the process. His position and the colleagues were that she wasn't recruited on the right due process, stating her background not being...
Are you justifying the removal of...
No. I'm just giving a scenario.
Do you accept
I am telling you
position?
How people in this country, all of us
Haja,
inclusive, are always quick
Haja,
to politicize stuff.
Do you accept the dismissal of these petitions?
But when the essential facts are established and she's really incompetent and misbehaves, why not?
So the next time...
But it's not been established.
Okay, so the next time when other petitions transmitted by the president to the Chief Justice gets a prima facie case established, so to speak, would it be acceptable?
Oh, I can't speak for the judges at the moment.
No, I'm talking hypothetically, just in case.
Well, that is what should be happening. As a country that is forward moving, as a country that is proactive, as a country that cares about its citizenry, if it is petitioned, and yes, it's sat on, it's established that yes, she's incompetent, her misbehavior is gross, she is just not doing as required by the Constitution, then nothing stops the president. In fact, the essential fact again here is that the recommendations of the judges or the CJ must be implemented because the Constitution says the president shall implement the recommendation. It's not saying the president may. And this one day, I don't know whether I'm even sympathizing with her.
I only asked a question
but
because...
that is the point with Mahama this morning. But in fact, that is what the Constitution says. President Mahama. Mahama the president. People have mentioned Akufo-Addo, Bawumia and all that. It's cool to mention Mahama.
I think we said that in the...
we said that, yeah. So Mahama is compelled. Mahama, the president of Ghana, His Excellency. Yeah, well, of course, by my upbringing, I'm actually trained to do the right thing. So His Excellency President Mahama is mandated to implement the recommendations of that. But it's just unfortunate for him that Aseedun Ketia is saying she must go. I don't know whether he's really having the Constitution in mind. I don't know. I can't speak for him, and I don't know what he intends. The NDC guys are also saying she must go. And for me, I sympathize with them as well. I'm with them. If they want the man to take her out, he should take her out.
I see.
He should listen to the grassroots. He should listen to the NDC members.
But you're here saying that it's only based on a petition.
He would do anything they want.
It's law-abiding.
It's law-abiding.
Haji Arabia to Salifu. Thank you very much. Rhoda Yana, thank you very much as well.
I'm saying my political position.
It's not going to do that.
He can choose not to be law-abiding. He can choose to digress from the law.
He could have told us that there's no prima facie case.
He can digress from the law.
So all this is going to digress. We only discuss 146 when something has been established. But we don't even have to talk about it.
No.
Because it's neither here nor there.
They say that provision in the Constitution...
The 146 includes the establishment of the prima facie.
Yes, I know.
So we can't say if a prima facie is not established, we shouldn't talk about it.
Except for now.
No. This is the time to talk 146.
Good to have you back.
We don't have to vote.
All right.
Let me wish my son, Safiano, in Pusiga, happy Ramadan. Please don't come and crucify me. I have
your
said
son.
And I just
Haji Laura too sent a message. Said, has a weird way of showing her love. She has really missed us, the MPP.
And you
Laura
can see
too.
the way she's really over me.
On TV3.
Laura, you can
You miss them on
We are
TV3.
fasting.
She's just admiring me and wishing to have
yeah,
me.
all right.
We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have the latest sports headlines. But again, we have to tell you that if you want to look smart and fashionable, make sure you visit any Woodin boutique
But Roland, do me a
nationwide
favor.
today.
My family has just texted me
Woodin
in
is
Salaga.
offering, let me finish this one. Woodin
My
is
Salaga
offering
people are
amazing
looking
collection of authentic African fabrics, all ready to wear, coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. Now, Woodin says that you can get creative and versatile with your design. So be confident, get to show off how truly African you are in Woodin. Go to any Woodin boutique near you today. You can also get onto social media. Go search them, Woodin Fashion. Now, please.
I just got a message from
next
a
month
cousin
is
from
Ghana.
Salaga. So he's sending me greetings from the Shaibu Makera family. And they're
Okay.
saying they are watching me this morning.
That
and
you're
I wish
back
to
on
say,
TV3.
Kwalafi Shaibu Makera. Makera Ghana Duka Nagaida Kuda. Makera Salaga Nagaida Kowa Duka. My Salaga people, I love them so much.
We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
I would have been.
Are you from Salaga?
Yeah, I'm from Salaga.